Horror films like It thrived on making fun, harmless objects like this red balloon really creepy.
This is Schuylkill County, part of Pennsylvania known as coal country. For years, coal mined here powered homes throughout the United States and continues to heat homes locally today.
The protests for racial justice sparked by the killing of George Floyd by a white police officer have already led to new developments, like the renaming of this street to Black Lives Matter Boulevard. Students of Brooklyn Transition Center got to learn about aquaponics today through taste, touch, and smell. Through the Night is a love letter to Black and Latinx women. In Lombard's words, the girls in the hoop earrings and the women on the stoop.
Kizzy, 25 years, we'd expected he might get life.
Right. It was expected that he would get life because he had been involved in such a vast organization and had been caught trying to smuggle in 99 kilos of heroin as well as 2 kilos of methamphetamine, putting that at a street value of about $5 million if it goes. In 2017, audiences got spooked by evil clowns, possessed dolls, and realized horror also lurked in the everyday. In fact, moviegoers flocked to so many horror films, they propelled the genre to its highest grossing year in history. And the movie It beat out The Exorcist to become the highest grossing horror film ever, with a massive $700 million haul. But it wasn't just a year for big horror films. There were some notable smaller films, too.
Smaller horror movies were really interesting. There's a wide array, diversity of stories and of talent on screen. There was a French movie called Raw that came out in the spring, directed by a French woman, and it is a shocking, provocative, fascinating, interesting character study done in the traditional kind of horror movie paradigm. There was another one that came out, a British film called The Girl with All the Gifts, about a young girl who is a second generation after a zombie apocalypse has happened. And it's a great movie. It just unfortunately didn't quite make as much of a splash. It was a bit of a small splash it made.
Horror films like It thrived on making fun, harmless objects like this red balloon really creepy. But outside of the gimmicks, there were plenty of films in 2017 that preyed on people's real fears. America's racial anxieties came to a head in the horror thriller Get Out. And judging from the box office, audiences loved it. It made more than $250 million worldwide.
Mom and Dad, my black boyfriend will be coming up this weekend. I just don't want you to be shocked that he's a black man.
Get Out tells the story of a black man dating a white woman who's visiting her parents for the first time. While the parents seem progressive at first, he soon realizes something is terribly wrong.
We hired Georgina and Walter to help care for my parents. When they died, I couldn't bear to let them go.
I think we all feel very punch drunk right now, especially in America, with our political leadership. We're not really too sure what's going on. Up is down, left is right. And I think Get Out speaks to that, because you have people saying one thing and then doing something else, and everybody's got an agenda and nobody's being straight with you. And it's hard to find terra firma with that kind of thing. The ground keeps shifting, and it is disorienting, and it is terrifying.
Get out.
Sorry, man.
Get out! Yo!
Get Out is also different in that it shows that racism can be found in the most unexpected places. That's where its power lies, says Cara Buckley, culture reporter for the New York Times.
It poked fun and showed the hypocrisies of, white liberalism. I think that that's a good thing. I think it needed to happen. I mean, I think people were hungry for this without even knowing they were. And I certainly felt like that, when I saw it. I just thought, like, we'd never seen anything like it before, and there was something so satisfying about it.
But will that satisfaction lead to a Best Picture win for Get Out at the Oscars? A distinction no horror film has earned since 1991's Silence of the Lambs.
It bodes very well that the Screen Actors Guild named it one of the best performances of the year. So it's looking very, very good, certainly for screenplay, certainly for Best Picture, to be determined with director. It's a tight race for director this year.
Win or lose, actor Daniel Kaluuya, who played the lead role in Get Out, hopes the film will change the types of horror films that Hollywood makes.
Hopefully that there's more films that come like this that talk about real issues now, you know, like and people's real fears that are not just ghouls and monsters, but are actually social diseases that people navigate day in, day out.
Sink into the floor.
Wait.
Sink.